And we are back for round 3 of the Order and Chaos Trios finals. The Discers have already technically won, going 5-1 in the first 2 rounds, but the players, being who they are and having drafted decks they like, are going to play out the third round nonetheless. So we will continue to follow Daniel here, at least to begin with, against Zach Carr, who's the second black-white player for the Offenders at large. This deck having a couple of big bombs in that Virtue and in the Pariah and things like that, and just being very low to the ground, aggressive kill spells.
Look at this start from Zach.
Probably going to be pretty good in this matchup.
Look at this. Virtue into Golem into Kill Your Thing. I mean, I know he's basically out of cards now, but man, that was a nice little.
It's very nice. I think if you're first out here, you gotta trade off. You need to clear the board of creatures, right?
He's got lands and a copy spell, and that Golem comes back.
What is the trigger on Golem coming back?
I think it's sack a creature.
Well, I still think you want to keep the board as small as possible in fear of this Virtue, but it is a tough start for Daniel.
Zach's deck, it seems like it has these starts that are just so quick and aggressive. But then it seems to, it stumbles, gets him to 5 for life. Ooh, that's a fun one.
Oh, interesting. We know that this can grab the Virtue, which I assume is why the core reason he's running it. But it can also grab that Gift of Fangs that we just saw. And I believe he probably has a white enchantment removal as well. Just some nice solid hits. And certainly having a second Virtue.
It's always nice to have spells like that can just find your best card.
Yeah, it's basically like, your primal command in OTJ. Just having a second copy of your best card never hurts. Especially when it's attached to a creature.
Ooh, the snail's gonna grab an island. Daniel's probably never been happier to exile a land out of his hand. Yeah, this does seem like a pretty bad matchup for Daniel.
Yeah, certainly. Trying to be slow. One that I imagine will also involve a lot of sideboarding. And probably no complaints from him that it's okay that this match is not going well.
Yeah, so he's like, well, good thing we wrapped this up.
Yeah. Oh, and no hits off the memorial. Brutal.
Yeah.
Absolutely brutal. I think we wrap that up. Would be a little too late on that one.
It's bringing in the white again. Yondu, the Bruna, the Bygone Bishop.
I wonder if he regrets not having it in the original build, having played out the deck.
Well, I mean, this is also a strange matchup to kind of bring in the weird third color splash that's great if the game goes long.
Yeah, really high drops don't feel like they're doing much for you.
Yeah, he's bringing Scythian Red.
Oh my god. Now I think he's just bringing in fun cards. I think he's having a good time. Because surely you recognize this is a very quick matchup. You're not expecting to get to 6+ mana on enough life to mess around.
No, we've got the Vorniclex and we're here to play.
I love it. I would love to see a Vorniclex on the field. Frankly. Nothing would make me happier. Richard spamming the why not emojis in chat, and he agrees with us.
Why not, right? At this point, you're just having fun. Yeah, bring in Weather the Storm, too. Let's storm off.
Yeah. Do it all. I'd love to
Honestly,
see the Unwritten hit multiple 6+ drops. Nothing would make me happier.
he did bring in a lot of cards. He had 69 cards in the deck at one point.
I assume a couple of those were excess lands, but maybe not.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
they probably were, but
but
still.
I do agree. I think it's quite the switch up. He said, "I'm just counting another land. Let's run it."
Well, Daniel, about to be a 4-time league winner? Wow.
Really adding up the numbers for the Discers, the favorites going into the league and proving us all right once again.
Yep, yep.
Certainly helps my player of the year chances, so no complaints here. And, makes me feel better losing in the first semis. Not like I think we could have done much better here, but we would have given it our best shot for sure.
Mega drafts are always really tough. But this is a nice hand from Daniel. I mean, he's got a lot of 3-drops. He's got a Sustainful Stroke for anything big and scary. But I think a lot of Zach's deck cost less than 4 mana. So I don't know.
I'm not sure about this Disdainful Stroke still being in, honestly, but I do think going first, just having some 3s to lock down the board looks really good here.
See if we can watch Daniel play his first white card. I haven't seen him actually play one yet.
I would love to see it.
Ooh, there's that Virtue again.
Zach finally getting to play his good rares.
Yeah, there's not a ton of big bombs in this cube, but the ones that are really good, like that Virtue, that's a really nice open.
Yeah, and I think that was purposeful. They took out the top percentage bombs to try and make sure every pack had one really good bomb, but the rest was all very even power level.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the packs. I thought they did a great job with these.
I didn't notice too much of a change from normal Chaos, but I also think we got 3 pretty not great pools, so I'm a little biased. But overall, I think it worked well. I would definitely want to see the packs a little more color balanced going forward. But overall, perfectly fun way to do Chaos.
Missing the 3rd land, though, from Daniel is not where he wants to be.
No, very not happy to be having to foretell this turn.
I'm surprised he didn't. I mean,
just play the Death Toucher.
Well, he didn't try to dig for a land. He didn't.
I think guaranteeing getting 2 white off the path is maybe his end goal here. And I believe Zach also missed his 3rd land drop.
Yeah, that's true. I
he's probably not feeling too rushed on the lands. And I think the jump up to 6 does a lot for his deck, especially considering how many extra high drops he just brought in. Speak of the devil.
You gotta keep it. You brought it in.
No, boring class. No graveyard recursion. Bruna. I suppose Bruna would get there.
No, I think Bruna needs to be. It needs to be
a small creature.
5 or less, or 3 or less, or something with Bruna.
No way that I know of to get that boy back then.
Or maybe it needs to be a human. Something like that.
That would make sense.
So Zach's still stuck on 2. Daniel's stuck on 3.
A real game of Magic we're playing. Daniel having even filtered a couple cards now and having not gotten there.
Yeah, that's always the worst, isn't it? When you're like, I dug an extra 4 cards deep and I still can't do it.
Zach sure filling the board on 2 mana. Really proven the low cost nature of his deck.
Look at that, though. That's a nice little thing. And there's a 9 one of these cards.
Some good
Everything's so
hits from
expensive.
Daniel, but again, no land. But
Oh,
the
he's fine.
Caryatid will help.
Alright.
That's good. So, what do you think? 2 white?
Is he really going 2 white? You don't even have Bruna.
Maybe 1 white, 1 blue.
Oh, he's doing the 2 white.
He agrees with me. 2 white.
See, now I wish we kept the Vorniclax.
Now we could have used a Vorinclex, I'm telling you.
We're getting there. We're slowly getting there.
And there's the third land from Zach.
All right.
And the swing out.
Yeah, it's a big attack.
He doesn't have on the job mana yet, but 4 damage is 4 damage.
Yeah, but he could have something then for 3.
Certainly. A pump of some sort not surprise me here at all.
There we go. Is that a little flicker? I'll bounce it back. I like it.
Sure. Why not?
Oh, but Daniel sighted a Shadow Beast off in the distance.
The Shadow Beast would let the Caryatid tap for 2, I believe.
Oh, yes. But then we don't draw any cards off Bygone Bishop this turn. I get to investigate it all.
Tough decision, but he does decide to go for the card draw. I think that's probably correct. Now with 6 mana, he's really churning.
Yeah. Zach's going to have to start pushing more damage if he's going to want to get this game over.
Add to the board. If there's an on the job in hand, it's looking pretty nice if he gets that 4th land. Although, Daniel looking to add to the board this turn himself and likely holding the Saw It Coming as well.
Yeah. So he's going to have to counter magic up.
If you're Zach, I think you know better than to go for it into the Foretell card. Especially if his teammates have communicated that to him.
Let's see. I feel like Zach, he's 1 or 2 big spells away from stealing the game.
He's 2 lands away from getting that Virtue going, which looks very, very good on this board.
He's just stuck doing like one thing a turn.
Hurting. So even another land this turn works really well for playing out that Scribe. To start trying to find those lands.
You could self-reflection the Bishop.
I think he's going for card draw and holding the counter spell.
Here's that land. That land's been so good.
Absolutely so good, just like his semifinals land. I think him valuing lands has done him numbers in these team drafts. I think is definitely something I could really learn from this type of style of play. Give value any little way you can, which I think is definitely something in the current set, OTJ. Is a big thing of trying to extract every bit of value from all of your cards.
You gotta squeeze every bit of juice out of that orange.
Mm-hmm.
But we're getting attacky. I like it. Zach's been wanting this card to go into the graveyard.
Yeah, he's desperate for it. He says, "Yes, please. Let's jump." Yes, I suppose that's fair.
Okay. and as
I
risky
guess
hobbits.
Daniel
He
has to
could
decide
merge.
on counterspelling or merging in response. Save himself 2 life, but open himself up to scarier things in the future. I kind of like the emerge personally, because he's still 2 turns off from the virtue at least.
Yeah, I like the emerge too. And then you save your counter spell for something else.
Yeah, because he's got other stuff going, and it saves you
Mm,
the 2 life.
yeah.
Um, oh, but
Oh,
could
I did
could
not save
sack
him
the
to two
token.
life.
I see. I see.
Or did he not emerge it?
He sacked his bishop because that's how much mana he
Oh,
had.
I
The
got it.
token wasn't big enough. I see.
Oh.
So I guess didn't really need to do it right then.
But we
So
have on the job mana.
yeah, because now Zach got the 4th land and immediately swung out. Uh, which definitely has me worried for that on the job. Daniel doing pretty good blocks for the contingency on the job. And Zach losing this many creatures, making his virtue look a little worse.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he's so down on lands, you kind of gotta go for it. He
Yeah, it's
still
not
pushes a lot of damage and clears
getting
the
much
board.
better.
Yep.
And Daniel's tapped out.
Yeah. So, didn't need to emerge right then. I guess he wanted to do it while Zach didn't have any mana up.
Gets Daniel down to 4.
But
Nice big attack.
could have saved the saw coming, but assumedly is trying to save it for the virtue.
So it's spider food or shadow beast. Yeah,
I
you got
think
a
shadow
spider food though.
food's safe. Get you the food.
Yeah.
Play your tap land. Gain your life.
Hold up your counter spell.
Hold up your counter. Possibly swing for 5, but probably not.
I think I would. If you're at 7, swings for 6.
6. Fair enough.
I guess that's
You're
true.
not
Yeah.
blocking with it, and you don't need it for the
Yeah.
counter. So
Oh, you're looking at 1 on the way back.
yeah, that's fine. Zach opting to build the board before playing the virtue. Almost certainly correct. Good draw by Daniel.
Yeah, Daniel's just gonna keep adding to the board though. His stuff's a little bit bigger than Zach's stuff.
And he's keeping up his counterspell mana. The question is, does Zach know that that's a saw coming? He can certainly assume that it's something of the sort. It's not, the poison the cup or a pack beast or something that would have been played sooner.
He's definitely playing like he thinks it's a counter spell.
Not that I'm sure there's much he can really do about it.
Yeah.
Like, I think he kind of needs to resolve the virtue to win here. And I don't know that he has much else to bait it. But he might. Some nice safe blocks. Zach doesn't really have a ton of other pumps.
Yep, now we're going to get the GG.
We're going to game 3. I mean, the virtue would untap his creatures.
No, it's countered. Right?
But I think we all are firm handshakes agreeing that we know this is a counterspell.
Unless this is deal 5 to your face. Uncounterable somehow.
I mean, Mitch did have the gain and drain 4 that he went to play last game. So we know it's out there. And we saw it coming. I mean, that's not lethal. He does get the 1/1 blocker. And another non-hit from the land. Devastating.
Oof.
But I think you have a pretty easy swing here.
Yep.
Force
Zach needs to
block.
find 5 damage.
Don't think it's gonna happen
No, it sounds hard. Sounds very hard to do.
in these colors.
Was that a clue or a blood token? It's not a blood
It's a
token.
clue
Well,
from the On the Job.
just passes.
Swing on. Oh.
The second time we've seen this card pop out.
And it's reasonably good here. Get to chump and trade.
Doesn't trade, he's got lethal.
Oh.
Wow.
Wow.
What a win by Zach. So he's knocked that one out, right? I mean, the screen froze. I can't tell what's happening.
But there's nothing Friskyave can do.
Right?
He's got 5 back, and Zach went to 1. Wow.
Blitz lead.
What an insane draw.
What?
Zach giving the GGs a bit too soon on that one.
Wow.
To come back with the leech. Incredible. And that would have been the 2-0. So we'll hop over to Jordan's stream, but what an insane comeback from Zach after literally giving up himself, saying the GGs.
I can't believe it. That's crazy. And here, Mitch is up a game. Oh man, are this guy's gonna win all these games now?
It appears that Sawyer has already won his game versus Paul.
Okay.
But still,
this is the last one.
It was closer than it appeared. Certainly. Very respectable from both sides.
And what a good card this is. This has always been. Like, grab a Soul Tender that grabs another card. Yeah, so much value in this deck.
Beautiful Heartstone. We see Jordan also has the Graveyard Synergies that we know. Daniel was going for as well. I think these guys love to get every bit of value out of every zone. And having seen the Diabolist and the Corpse Appraiser in the same pack, I'm very happy to see that they are getting played and that the mana doesn't seem to be hurting Jordan too much, at least in this game.
Like, he's got both his pyramids down. Just enjoying all the cards he can get.
He's drawing cards, alright.
Not drawing lands, but drawing cards.
But he's already up at 7, that's alright. Looks like Mitch has a enchantment removal in hand. Gotten with the
Bound
Shrine
by
Steward.
Silver. But, I mean, looks like Mitch is... He's in a tough spot. He's at 10. Jordan's got 1,000 cards. He's going to draw more. He's got a handful of removal spells and threats.
I think he's about to start going for it.
Nice. Pretty good.
Fantastic. Here, certainly. Don't want to be attacking into that. Blocks the board. It's another flying threat. I think it was Jordan who passed it in pack 2. Said he didn't want to go into white and it wasn't worth taking. See if he regrets that decision now. I certainly think he got a good card out of it, so not to hate on the choice too much, certainly.
And it's a good card, but Jordan, he's got answers for it. I don't think he's even too worried here.
No, and he's certainly got flyers in the deck. Icy Manipulator coming down, I think.
Yep, his
This
pack
10
one, pick
life's
one.
gonna start dwindling very fast.
Yep, send him in.
That pack one, pick one ice manipulator.
Card's
Fantastic
just
as
good.
always.
Yep, card's always good.
And the pack one, pick one bleed dry from Mitch. Happy everybody's seeing their cards at least.
Right? Everyone's
And,
having a good time.
and no land issues here, finally.
It's just some good clean magic. It gets the +2/+2. Oof.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's always a little. It's always a little scary. Those draw two, lose two
This one at least
cards.
made him a food. A little slow, but doable. Interesting to be including the Rings of Hubris in this deck, because I feel like most of his threats already fly. I don't know how much is being gained with more flying, but certainly a
Okay.
card I would have loved to get in regular league play for trios. I feel like that effect just does numbers in a 60 card deck.
And look at that. I love the cast out, taking out the icy manipulator. It, like, knows what a threat it is,
Putting a
and
lot of
has an answer
respect on
for
its
it.
name, and I completely agree.
Yeah. Usually it's a card you just can't deal with it.
Yeah. Um, I certainly think in OTJ there's not very many ways to interact with artifacts and enchantments, and so when you can find them, they're quite useful.
So Mish is going to go down to 2.
Technically 5 with the food, pretty good blocker, but
Those are some good mills
Jordan
and
up a
a
lot
good
of
draw.
cards.
Jordan up cards. Jordan got a better board. Jordan got more mana.
He debated not playing the tribute to not give him more blockers, but ultimately decided to start the value going.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta cast it, or you can't just let it sit in your hand. Really, it'll do a lot in 2 turns, and you can get to 2 turns. I think you're doing fine. Oh, discard the prized amalgam. Yeah, get it back later.
I like it. I think it makes a lot of sense to me. Says I'm just gonna play Flying Threat. See if you can do anything about it. Mitch still with that Bounded Moonsilver in hand. So
Even
Jordan making him use it.
he uses it, then he disintegrates the 2/4. But Mitch gets a rat on upkeep.
He'll have 2 loggers. Oh, and the Scream Puff, he's back.
Well, now he can't cast the Moonsilver though, so yeah, he's gonna crack the food.
Yeah. And doesn't equip the flying either. Really?
That's this lethal. Oh, yeah, it does.
Yes. The extra 3 damage. Need to equip that turn or bound the flyer, but things weren't looking good anyway.
No. We're going to a game 3.
Yeah. Surprising no one.
No, we've had a lot of good games of Magic now. Lots of game 3s.
A lot of land problems, but a lot of game 3s. A lot of very close ones. Certainly, all the feature matches have been very good games. Definitely no big mistakes from anybody or anything like that. Everybody playing very high level magic. Jordan debating any sort of sideboarding, not really saying much that he thinks he needs. Says, let's run it back.
We have the last match of our Chaos 3 Team League.
And it's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, these two. When we were going over the decks, I was like, all these decks look really good. Like, this is going to be, a good mega draft. All these decks looked pretty fun.
Do you think everyone did a very good job, I think. Everybody has very cohesive game plans. Nobody went too crazy on the colors. Little bit of overlap for some of the teams, but nothing too extreme, I think. Really interesting, and I think everybody really settled into their colors early, which is something that I think pretty much everyone in my semifinals, the first one, sort of struggled with, of the colors were not very obvious for most people. So nice that these teams really found their groove quite early, and it seemed like whichever draft seed we were following, they were getting past cards in their colors late, and we're very happy about it.
You'll love to see it, you know?
Absolutely. Love to see good drafts. I love to see good games.
I don't love this hand.
Can't say this is a good hand.
No,
Honestly, I think you have to mulligan.
I mulligan.
No guaranteed playables here.
Unless you're saying, hey, it's late.
Yeah, unless you're trying to go home and then you say either I draw the island or I concede.
Yeah, but no, this is not this hand just doesn't do anything.
Might keep this in draft if I'm tired, but I don't think last game of the Mega Draft you keep this.
No. But we'll see. I mean, like you said, the Discers keep hands that we think are a little sketchy sometimes, and it seems to work out for him. Now he's hovering over the keep. Jordan
He's
says
going
keep.
for it. I'm telling you, these Discers, they love to keep hands. They rarely mulligan.
Interesting.
And, it must pay off for him.
We'll see. I mean, it's a black card.
It's a playable. It's the only playable card in hand.
Oh, but that pyramid, that's going to help.
Absolutely. Jordan's deck is set up to help him churn through the deck. Mitch with a Foretell card. Have we seen a Foretell card from him yet?
I don't think so.
Don't know of any offhand. Ah, the Protector, of course. Deciding not to play it on Jordan's turn? Or can you only play Foretell at sorcery? No, I think...
No, I think he just he wants to draw cards. I think he the blue source.
I meant playing the Protector. Mitch did it out on
I don't know. I guess, yeah, because if you foretell something you can't cast it, it's kind of like plot. But I think that card has flash, so which is how it's around it like a little bit.
Because you can play cards. Saw It Coming as a counter spell, so I think it's normal timing restrictions. But you can only plot on your, or you can only foretell on your turn.
I'm so surprised to see that Mitch chose the love song of Night and Day and chose.
Wonder if he said, "I'm down on cards. I need to catch up." But I wonder if he noticed Jordan didn't have that blue source, and this was certainly going to help him. And he did get the blue out of it. We'll see if what you said earlier comes true. If I've never seen someone cast it and win.
Yeah, so that's the side you want. Whenever I'm the opponent, cast that on that side, I'm like, oh my gosh.
If you start at 1,
this is the best card in the world.
Thank you so much, sir. Maybe he said, Jordan already has card advantage on me. He always will.
Does he want to discard?
I may as well. try and win fast. And a couple more cards can help me with that.
Yeah, that's true. The last thing I want to do when I play Jordan is give him extra cards.
I agree. Maybe he's looking for lands. Maybe he's got some 5 and 6 drops in hand.
We're not killing the thing. Okay. Ooh, what do we get to grab?
We know he has the Bounded Moon Silver he got last game.
Yep, there it is.
Mm-hmm. Mana value 3 or less. So can only really hit the bird.
Yeah, don't target that Labyrinth Guardian with the token.
Very smart. Even this late in the evening, Jordan not slipping up. I would expect nothing less. He knows what these cards do, and he is gonna play them correctly.
And he's taking 4 here. He's going to 10. He has a lot of card draw, but he's
Mitch,
not blocking.
however, not understanding how the Labyrinth Guardian works. Unfortunately, that was not a spell targeting it.
Oh, he targeted it? Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well, now you Labyrinth Guardian. You Bounded Moon, so. Yeah, throw it on the well.
Alas. Still, putting Jordan to 10.
Hey, he's. Oh, Mitch. It's that Zoft conscription in the graveyard. I'm sure that's a surprising way to finish someone off.
Yeah,
And
I certainly went for it against Daniel, so would have been pretty good here. Jordan with quite a few lands in hand, but also quite a few ways to draw and stall the board.
You can only kind of do one thing, though. It's like, do you want to get the 2/4 down? Do you want the 3/1?
Could get the 2/4 down and perhaps draw a card from the pyramid.
Yeah.
Draw first, just in case you get a better 4-drop, I suppose.
More lands. But if you're Mitch, you can Bounded Moonsilver. You could do. You do the Guardian to hide your shame. Hide the shame from the counter. Make it go away. Then the 4/3 can attack in.
Yeah, I mean, it is just a better target now than the 2/4. While he's at 10, I think having drawn the 2 cards from the love song, you've really set yourself up to try and push damage. So, I think he's got to keep acting in that regard. Does go for it.
Okay, I like this kid in the 1/3/2.
I don't
We got some trick.
super care for it because you knew he would just block it because it's not like he was going to block the 4/3, but
Yeah.
may as well. It's not like it's blocking.
Those 2/1/1 flyers all of a sudden are looking.
Those 2 flyers are looking quite juicy
nasty.
here.
Got a 3-turn clock in the air. Ground's pretty gummed up.
Not a lot of action in Jordan's hand currently.
No. And what? Invasion of Hell
The
Train?
discard 2.
Discard 2. Oof. That might just be the thing he needed.
Yeah.
There's the concede from
Wow.
Jordan. Very
Well,
close last game, and
congrats to the
proved you
Discers.
wrong on the love song.
That's true.
But
Look at that. Two
nevertheless,
cards in one.
the Discers prevail. Congratulations on winning the finals of Trios League, and thanks everyone for watching.